gospel reading tells of three individuals. Three individuals who want to follow Jesus. We do not know their names, yet Jesus speaks to them about discipleship. And if we listen closely, if we listen intently, we hear Jesus speaking to us as well. We hear Jesus talking to us, speaking to us about what following the Lord really means. We are all followers of Jesus Christ. That is why we're here in church today. But there will be a time when the Lord will call us to a deeper and more targeted discipleship. When He calls us for a special mission, to a person, or to a cause. The first individual in the gospel said to the Lord enthusiastically, "Lord, I will follow you wherever you go." Jesus reminds him of the material and the spiritual cost of discipleship. The Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head. In other words, what sacrifice are we willing to make for the kingdom of God? So often, the temptation is to want a strong and vibrant church, but we don't want to take the time to get involved in that strong and vibrant church. Or to want a church with great singing, but we don't want to sing. Or to want a church to be involved in a community, but we don't want to volunteer ourselves to be part of that community. Or to want the church to sponsor many outreach programs, but we don't want to help and support those programs anyway. Discipleship is not an enthusiastic want or a beautiful dream. Discipleship is a concrete commitment. To sacrifice for the kingdom of God means that we must be willing to change, or we risk living in a spiritual dreamland. The second person and his response to the Lord is, "Let me bury my father first." This is the temptation to follow Jesus. Tomorrow when family obligations are complete. Tomorrow when children leave home. Tomorrow I will follow you, Lord, when I have a better job. Tomorrow when I have my problems all resolved. If we say we will follow Jesus tomorrow or sometime in the future, then we will never follow Jesus, because the world will never be perfect and the setting will never be exactly right the way we want it. Jesus calls us to follow Him now, or we risk living in a spiritual tomorrowland. The last temptation is to look back, to be distracted by what happened yesterday. Looking back means that we are half-hearted in our commitment to follow Jesus. It can also mean that we make excuses after excuses for our lack of full commitment because of something we have done in the past or what others have done to us. We don't faithfully follow the Lord because we had a difficult childhood, or because we were not catechized well, or because we had poor models of faith in our families. None of us had a perfect childhood, perfect schooling, or perfect families. We do not live in a spiritual yesterday land. The Lord calls us to follow Him as we are. My brothers and sisters, how seriously, how passionately are we willing to follow Jesus? We are all followers of Jesus Christ. Again, that's why we're here in church today. But there will come a time when the Lord will call us to a deeper and that more targeted discipleship. This is a critical moment when the Lord speaks to us very personally and individually, in a deep and a profound way. If we do not act upon God's call now, then we are less likely to act on it at all. So let's not miss our special moment of grace by living in a spiritual dreamland and wanting someone else to do the work. Or by living in a spiritual tomorrowland and waiting for the right time tomorrow. Tomorrow, Lord, tomorrow. By living a spiritual yesterday land and keep looking to the past. Just ask yourself right now, if you don't invite someone else, who will take your seat in your pew? If you don't come back Sunday after Sunday, who do you expect to sit in that pew or stand in that wall? Who will change Deacon Rigo? Who will change me? Who will change Paul? All of us are replaceable. Who? If not you. Just ask yourself for that moment. Open your heart. Listen intently to your heart. Listen to God's call to you, because each of us are called very personally and individually. But the question is, will we follow? Will we follow?